Hi.
All right. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Welcome to Shine. It's been a skip week,
Had to skip a week.
fortunately,
Well, not really. Why'd we have to skip a week?
because I was in a plane.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It was
So think about
good.
that,
You had a
so-
great time. It wasn't a bad thing.
that was a great thing.
Yeah, good.
Great thing. So welcome to Shine. Every weekish,
Weekish, yeah.
we get here, we talk about a lot of different things. Our life.
Yeah. Talk about our life, talk about what's happening, current events,
Talk
lots
about
of
how we
messages.
think the same.
Yeah, how we think the same. How
the
we're
same.
very different. We have a
Yeah.
different perspective on almost everything. Almost everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, we're glad you're here today. This is good. We're
And
excited.
we got a great topic today. So before we get into that, let's talk about what's been going on for 2 weeks.
Okay, so let's talk about your trip to Arizona first. That was
Oh yes, I had a great trip. I got to go to Arizona with your father.
yeah.
And he's never been as a big Guardians fan, Indians fan,
Yep.
and never been to spring training. And I remember mentioning it, and I was like, so that's what I got him for Christmas. So just him and I, we went to Goodyear,
Arizona.
Arizona, which is where they had a Goodyear plant.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They used to fly that. They used to have the blimps there. They would fly them over, and
Really?
yeah,
I didn't
they
know
did.
that.
Yeah, and
I always thought the blimps always came out of Akron, Ohio.
yeah, no, they had. Well, I shouldn't say have a blimp. I don't know who makes the blimps, but they had a tire factory there.
I think Goodyear does.
Yeah, they make them. I don't know where they make. Do they
Well,
make them in Akron?
I don't know, but I thought their headquarters was in Akron.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. I just drive by it all the time.
But really cool. It's a great venue.
Good.
The Reds play there, and Indians play there.
So who did they play against when you watched?
So we saw them. We watched them play the Athletics,
Okay.
and then the Diamondbacks, who got beat in the World Series last year.
Where are the Diamondbacks from?
Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's cool. I mean, it's a small venue. It's like going to a high school game.
Really?
I mean, like the largest I think was 4,000. We had about 3,900 fans
Oh wow.
on Wednesday. Tuesday, it felt like it was like. I mean, you're right there. They can hear you.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
really,
you can hear the guy say strike. You can hear him like,
yeah, like being at a high school game.
yeah. I mean, it was like you
That's
can
cool.
interact. You know, people would yell at the players, and
Yeah.
they would look over sometimes, not all the time, but
Yeah. That's
no, it was
cool.
really cool. It's like we flew in and we had dinner, and then we, actually we sat around the hotel. Just kind of, there wasn't like tons to do, or we didn't really get out there. We were rookies, so we could have went to the batting practice. We did not know that.
Yeah.
Because I tried to check around. There was nothing to do. So, but it was great. Hung at the ballpark. The weather was
Beautiful. The pictures looked
it
beautiful.
was cold here. There it was
Yeah.
75 and sunny and
Nice.
awesome. Yeah, it was great. We sat there, had a couple of beers, and just it was great. To watch your dad. He loves it. He just loves baseball. Knew all the guys.
Yeah.
Knew all the people. And
Loves baseball.
it was neat because you got to see like there's a guy, the new manager, VOL Voigt, I think his name is
I don't
for
know.
Indians. He was an athletics player,
Oh yeah, you were.
so
saying
that was really cool to watch. Like, because I was watching, because you watch the players, and the crazy thing was they didn't really warm up. Like, we get there the first day, we're like the fans. So like, I think we were the 10th car in the parking lot.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we were there 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Starts at 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you were there early.
Early. Find out the doors don't open until 11:30.
Okay.
So, because we're thinking they're going to be out there at least an hour.
Warming up. And,
Warming up,
Yeah.
taking practice, walking around. So
They don't do any of that.
nothing. So we get there
Do
1:30.
They have to do it somewhere else, right? Or
I
they just-
think they do. I don't know. But it's funny because they were literally. So we get there, nobody's on the thing. So we go walk. We just kind of walk around the park looking at it, and it's small. Walked outside the. Well, actually, while we were waiting to get in, we walked outside the park, and then it was about noon by that time. And then a couple ball players, we were right at like where they would pull up.
Yeah.
So the guy would pull through, and a guy was trying to drop off his girlfriend, and he's like, it's just interesting. I didn't really know what was going on. Hey, can we drop her off? And the guy knew he was a player,
Yeah.
and he's like, well, you can like let her go back and take the car. But it's there. So they show up, and literally, I would say, at 1 o'clock, about 12:50,
Yeah.
like they start kind of maybe throwing the ball around,
Wow.
and then 1 o'clock they're going.
It starts.
Yeah,
And it's a full normal game, right? Full
Yeah. Same
full game.
full
Okay.
game. But they would walk, so the Indians, they'd walk through. So there's void. So the cool thing was like, and there was like a group where because they'd walk from in center field.
Yeah.
So they came in and they'd walk down, and then they would walk on. We were sitting on the Indian side, and that I was watching that guy, and there's two athletics fans, and this manager was really interacting, talking to him. I don't know if he was a fan or he knew him or something, but they were like talking, like a lot. Like I'm like, it's kind of interesting. You know what I mean? Like usually they're kind of getting their stuff, getting ready,
Right.
and talk to him a lot. Then all of a sudden he comes over in front of us, and then the athletics guy comes over and talks to him.
Yeah.
And waits for him. And I'm like, what's going on, Dad? And I talked to Dad. He's like, yeah, he played
He used
for them.
to play for them.
And
Okay.
I looked him up. Yeah, so he played. But it was really cool to watch. Like, you could tell when you're loved,
Yeah.
how.
They received him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, everybody. They actually, the fans were chanting something like the soccer, like we believe in, whatever his name is. And they were, and he looked over and gave him a thumbs up. It was, it was real cool. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I thought that was one of the best, my highlights of it.
I would say that's good culture, hopefully, for the Guardians then.
I think so, yeah.
That's cool.
It's just neat to watch, like, a lot of the young players
Yeah.
were playing. So you'd see guys that, so like Jose Ramirez, like he played both games, but hit once and then was gone.
Yeah.
And that's another interesting thing is they kind of play like 3-4 innings and they leave.
Really?
Yeah, between innings, they just, you
leave.
begin the game, there's 30, 40 guys.
Yeah.
By the end of the game, there's about 20.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that was kind of, so just seeing that, like they just, you see them all of a sudden, any would over and they'd pack their bags up and they would just see them.
They would leave.
They would leave, yeah.
Wow.
And they'd probably going back to practice and doing some other things.
Yeah.
But it was neat to watch the young guys play that are trying to get their spot. I mean, they're going hard.
Right, because they're trying
then
to
you feel bad too, because
called
some
up.
were like they put a pitcher and they pitch a lot of different guys. And a new pitcher coming, you don't know. Dad didn't even know who most of them were.
Yeah.
And got shelled. Oh, yeah. You just feel bad because it's like he gets in, and they're just letting him in to see how he responds. And one guy, I mean, it was literally like I think they had 2 home runs in that inning. I think they scored 8 runs in one inning on a guy.
That's rough.
And they left him in.
Oh, that's rough.
It was real rough. So did that, and we had a couple good dinners, but really just we got to hang out, and that was fun.
Good.
And then I flew home on Thursday. That's why I was unable to be here.
Last week, right? So flew home on Thursday, and then we flew out to Cancun on Friday.
4 o'clock in the
Friday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've had quite a bit of travel lately.
Yeah. And then we were supposed to go to Portugal next week.
I know.
Thank goodness
It's
we
not
made
happening.
that game day decision and said we're not going.
Yeah. I'm going to miss that trip, but
I am too, but I'm very happy.
we had a lot of travel, and you're leaving for Everest in 20-ish days.
Today's the 7th, yeah. 13 days. It's 2 weeks.
You're leaving. It's more than that.
Oh, yeah, it's more than that.
Yeah.
The 30th.
You're leaving on the 30th.
I come back on the 20th, yeah.
Yeah. You're leaving on the 30th.
So about 23 days.
Yeah.
And then you go to Hilton Head.
Yep. I'm going to the beach. You're going to the mountains. Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. And you're just asking, and we were just talking about it. So this would be the longest we've ever been away.
Longest we've ever been apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been married
'cause we were
almost
arguing
25
before.
years.
So if you want to know, we were honestly kind of arguing a little bit before. You're going to be happy to be away from me for 20 days.
I know. I think he's going to be happy.
I am not going to be happy.
Oh, we'll see.
If you say that, I'm not. It's going to be miserable. But we have headaches, and I'm not.
You signed up for this.
I understand.
I know.
I understand.
Just that's you. You're paying money. You signed up to fly literally around the world. To
You know
climb
where
a mountain.
Nepal is, Devin?
I don't.
It's between China and India, in the Himalayan mountains.
So she made me look it up. So it's like literally, like Ohio's here, India's
on the globe, it's literally
Yeah,
halfway around the
Right
world.
across.
Yeah. So no matter which way you go,
I don't know how you're going, but yeah, no matter which way you go, you're pretty much halfway around the world from where we're at. A time difference is 12 or 13 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited. I am excited because I think it's gonna be different. I mean, there's nothing. There's really not. There's no technology. There's no You're not going to. I mean, we're out to eat, but we're eating no meat. It'll be
it'll be all vegetarian meals.
all vegetarian meal. Oh, they have meat, but they say don't eat it. So you can get the meat.
But don't eat it.
That's what everybody said.
Okay.
You don't want the deli belly.
That doesn't sound
That's
a
not
good idea.
No, Delhi Belly's not good.
Well, you don't even have real bathrooms there, so you don't want to do anything to.
No. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
It's good. Better you than me is all I gotta
headaches
say.
and I get headaches at altitude too. So I know.
So what do you do for that? Are you do you take medicine or do you just is it hydration? What do you do?
See, I've been going back and forth. Like, do I gut it out and to feel the pain, the whole experience to get it right, Devin?
Sounds terrible.
Sounds terrible.
But it's part of the whole journey is like to go through that suffering.
Go through the pain.
The suffering is what makes everything worth it. Let's just say you suffered and it like, but do I want to suffer?
But you're gonna do it. Isn't like being there enough? You're 20 or 18 days with no shower, no bathrooms, carrying a pack in the snow, up a mountain. That's not enough. Sleeping in tents or little huts.
Oh no, huts. Yeah,
Huts with no heat.
Yeah, we're not that like.
On a cot. That's a bed's an exaggeration.
I got my little insert.
I know. I mean, you'll be well taken care of, but it's just a whole different.
It's not like rough.
It's like a rugged kind of
Yeah.
experience,
But it's
different than.
Yeah, it's not roughing it. I'm not gonna be at like an Aspen Lodge, you know.
No, right? No, you don't have.
But-
You're not
but-
running water. You don't have.
So two things. So it's kind of like the same thing. Like you also look at people that do Everest. I'm not doing Everest. I'm only going to base camp.
Yeah.
They do it without oxygen. It's badass. I mean, that's like purist. They like
Yeah.
because people have done it. You know, not many, but they do it.
Just the not smart ones, maybe.
Well, and I don't know her name. I have to look it up. I told you about the 14 Peak lady. We watched 14 Peaks.
Yes.
A woman crushed that.
Really?
So 14 Peaks there was a guy. Yeah, if you have to look up 14 Peaks and then who broke his record. Devin, I like it. Devin's gonna get his name. Get her name. But
So it was a male had the record, and
male
then
had
a
a
female
record,
broke
and
his
I think
record.
it was
Okay.
14 Peaks was, and he'll see it on there, probably 9. I think it was six or 7 months that he did it in.
Yeah,
It's-
we
it's-
watched the movie. The movie is really awesome.
Yeah, so what does it say there? Yeah, so he did 14 peaks in so many days. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to say it with under 7 months.
And under 7.
And the prior record was over 7 years to do all 14 peaks. Now look,
So he took the record from 7 years to 7 months.
Yeah, then look what
That's
she
nuts.
did. See, say on there who broke the 14. It's a woman,
Wow, I like that.
and I think she did it in 90 days.
That's nuts.
Less than 90 days, I think. Yeah, she's like a beast. But anyways,
Climber Kristen Harila.
Harila, yep.
Wow.
So I'll say in 92 days.
92 days.
92 days.
92 days. So from 7 years, that stuff blows my mind. 7 years to 7 months to 92 days.
Yeah, and so she basically
It's like
did
nothing
it
is impossible.
in 14. It's 14 peaks and however many continents it is. So there's a logistics thing.
Yeah,
But
right.
she literally like people like the original guy who did it, like he did Everest. He saved a guy, brought a guy down, then did Everest.
Wow.
And like on his journey up, he was from the Serper culture. So I don't know. We got to start
I
talking.
don't
about
know
that,
if that's, I mean, it's current, right? That says August 2023. So did that just happen
Just
or is
happened.
that just okay.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
just-
last year, in the
yeah.
last year,
literally
that
crushed that.
That news
record.
article
Well,
is
that's
August.
all the mindset. It's kind of like the mile.
4-minute mile.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. People thought you'd literally die.
Yeah.
Your heart would explode if you ran it.
Yeah.
And
So
then
these guys are doing like
somebody
did,
breaks the record, and then all of a sudden, then everyone's doing it because you realize what's possible.
and there's mountains that are close, and she hit like would basically do one, come down and do another. I mean, that's like death zone crazy. Like we were talking about that. So like people think like you walk to base camp. Yeah, I mean, or you get flown into base camp and you go right up. No, it's like for most people, not like they're superhuman.
Yeah. But for
Most
normal people that
normal
go to do
people,
what you're
it's a
doing.
process. It's a 3-week, 4-week training going up and down. You get up. The death zone is at 20. I think it's like 25 or 26 feet. 26,000 is death. What's so funny?
The fact that there is a death zone and people still do it, like that blows my mind.
Well, because you're
Like, no
literally
thanks.
you're literally.
If there's a death zone involved, just count me out. I'm just.
Well, you
I'm
don't
just,
like any. I'm not allowed to do
I'm
anything.
just not going.
Our rules, I can't do a death factor. So she already. What was the death factor?
0.03%.
0.03. She looked up the death factor.
Death
people
factor
going to,
of people going to Everest Base Camp is 0.03%.
she's okay with me going.
I'm okay. I feel like that's a relative.
My driving, the way I
relative
drive is probably
right.
more.
Your driving's probably higher than that. Oh Lord.
no,
my
but-
gosh.
So, anyways, yeah. So, but there's a lot of training to doing it. So, then we're doing a 20,000 peak. So the guy I'm going with is really neat. He's Pastor Chuck is 67.
I think he's 67 years old.
So he's 67.
He's done
and
a lot of adventure racing.
Yep.
He's been in outdoors, kind of like you.
He's done
A lot of
adventure racing. New movie coming out, Arthur the King, with Marky Wahlberg, about the adventure racing. But anyways, he did all that kind of adventure racing. He did stuff like that. So he's done
like
some
across the continent kind of.
Yeah, he's done some pretty cool stuff. But it's interesting. We just don't know. I mean, we know each other, but not in passing and
You guys have been planning. You've gotten to know each other pretty well and planning all of this.
it and doing it. And so like he's excited. I'm glad. He's beat cancer 3 times.
Right.
He just recently didn't tell me till like later he had cancer in his like leg, and he made him cut it one way. I forget what way he cut it. So he cut it so he'd heal faster.
Yeah.
I forget his
so he
vertical
could
or,
go to Everest.
So he can go. Yeah.
He's so like nonchalant about it too.
I know.
I just saw him a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "Yeah, they cut out this part of my leg, and so I could heal, so I could be on this Everest trip. I didn't want to cancel it because I don't want to miss out on the opportunity. And it's cancer, but it's not the kind that's probably gonna kill me. So I just cut it out and be done with it. Like that was like the conversation.
I know. I got
Just
my back.
attitude of
My back is hurting from my pack.
carrying a
I've
pack.
been carrying my pack. I can't pick it up. It probably hurt my back more.
You've been walking around with a backpack full.
Yes.
Of, is there weights in there? or
I
is
got
there stuff in
from
there?
my vest and towels to hold it so it doesn't bounce.
Okay.
Yeah.
How heavy is it?
30 pounds right now.
30
So I had it it was up to 40. I took it down a little bit. I'm going to go back and forth.
So how much will you be carrying when you climb the?
So we are actually, so I struggle with this, but I did look it up and I think I made the right decision. You could carry 33 pounds as the most you can get over on the plane.
Okay.
So that's what we'd have your pack. A lot of people would do it, but we're hiring a porter.
Right.
So
Who will carry more
who
stuff?
will he'll help carry all the food because they supply the food, they supply stuff like that too. So he'll carry most of our stuff. So I'll
Just
probably
your personal stuff.
my
is in
personal
your bag.
stuff will literally be like jackets, so probably a couple 2-3 pounds.
Okay.
Water would be
It'll
about
be
it.
more than that. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, but I won't have to carry everything. But
Yeah.
but the reason I went with it, porters are 20. They pay them. It's $26 a day. Is what they get paid to carry your stuff 5 to 7 hours in the mountains, and that will include.
That's insane.
Yeah, that include their feet. They get fed. So what they're saying is,
Wow.
like, because I actually looked it up and I was like, should I get a porter, not get a porter? And a lot of places recommended getting one because that helps support
The community.
the community
Yeah.
that they're in.
Yeah.
So that's some of the money that they'll make that will supply their family with food. And so, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
'cause I felt like it's weird.
Yeah. I see your point.
Like,
but
But then I was
part
like,
of the experience, and it's part of what they offer, and it's part of the
yeah, like more of a,
Right.
and a lot of these guys is what they do is they do these to get ready to go to the Everest.
Okay.
So they're learning
They're learning how to.
to be porters. Yeah, they're learning.
Okay.
The Sherpas and and so
See.
26 hours a day, and then I think you tip them $3 a day. So really about probably $30 a day. That's all they get paid.
And they're carrying.
And they'll carry up to they can carry I think some like a couple hundred 100 pounds.
It's insane.
And if you look it up, it's on their head. It's nuts.
They
Yeah.
put a little strap on their
Yeah.
head, and that's like the main support. And then it's this big long pack on their back, but it's not like a backpack like we
No.
carry a backpack.
They strap
It's
it.
a
Yeah.
strap across their head, and then they
They balance it. Yeah.
think you have headaches.
I know. So we're gonna get So I think we're getting 2 porters. I think we probably could have got one, but I asked them and the communication
2.
something. Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah. So they do that. Plus we have a guide. His name's Tiki. He was on a YouTube channel. It's pretty cool. So that's how
cool.
Pastor
That's
Chuck
how you
found him.
found him?
Yeah, Pastor Chuck did. So yeah, look at that.
Can you
It's awesome.
see that?
Are you sharing that? Can they see that? No.
Not yet, but
Okay.
I
we're
might be
working
able to
on
add it in after.
We have some cool like video pictures
It's
here.
nuts. Just
Um,
Just Google it. Google Everest porters, climbing Everest. Yeah, it's nuts to see. It's a whole different world.
So then, yeah,
Crazy.
then we do that. Then we're gonna. I think it's gonna be cool. I think we'll have a good podcast. Hopefully, I do hope that we can satellite in. I might not be at video, but I can call in.
Okay.
Because I think it's gonna be. So right now is gonna be
11 at night.
like 11 at night. Yeah,
Late.
or 10 at night. Yeah, but I can get my light on or something. Figure
We
it
could
out.
always work something out where like we could do it a different time
Oh yeah,
here
we could
too.
right.
I mean,
we could do a different time.
Yeah.
I think that'll
Figure out
be
your schedule when you're there.
yeah, because you'll be somewhere else too, right?
No,
Or-
I'll be here.
Oh, you'll be here. Okay.
I'll be
She's
here.
just gone for a couple days.
I'm going to the beach for a couple days at Easter. I'm going over Easter.
Okay.
But then I'll be here for most of the time he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I like so
We can make it work even if
They'd
it's
be
a
awesome.
different time.
that'd be great.
So, anyways, yeah, then we do Lobuche, which I think we talked about, but
Is a mountain.
it's a mountain, 20,000 peak.
Okay.
So there is like different routes on there, and we're taking an easier route. There is some like a lot of people use Lobuche to practice for. So when they get to base camp, they'll go to just like we're doing. They'll go up low because it's right by it.
Yeah,
They'll go up Lobuche
to practice.
to practice, and plus get up to 20,000
That in
feet.
the Everest movie?
That's not an Everest movie, no. The trek was.
The trek was.
Yeah, I showed her like so. There's a track. If you ever watched Everest, I think it was done in 1990.
I don't know when the movie was made, but it's
2000.
about the 1996 trip
Yeah.
where most people died.
Yeah, a lot of people died on that
It was
one.
terrible.
But they show them walking, and then they have these huge bridges that they look like they had drone or some kind. However they filmed it, but it's over top a huge
It's like a.
valley.
It's more.
they're like-
Valley is not. It's like a. It's like a
Like a
crack
sky
in
bridge.
the earth that never ends. Yeah. If you fall off,
But you're not
you
gonna.
don't
fall,
have a chance.
you're on like it's a metal thing.
It looks like an aluminum ladder from Ace Hardware. It does not look like it doesn't look like anything stable. And then there's all these people and it's bowing and it's bouncing and no way. If that's not the death
What about
zone, then
what about that's not the death zone.
that's crazy. That should
What
be
about
the death
what about
zone.
the namaste? You like the namaste?
I would
Little
like-
kids say
but
namaste.
I can do that many places without.
No one.
Death
You
zone.
said namaste. The devil. He didn't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, stop it! I can
You know
namaste.
what namaste is? See, when I tell you,
No, he doesn't know.
You'd be like, "Look at these. What do you mean namaste?"
It's just like a little I acknowledge the light in you and you acknowledge the light in me.
So they
Like,
say every time
say-
the guy emails me,
he
he says namaste.
Namaste. It's like after yoga, after meditation, after.
think it's like
a
their hello.
cultural- Yeah, namaste.
Is it kind of like
peace
Avatar?
be with
It's
you, has a
I
lot
see
of-
you.
yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah,
I think so.
it's nice.
That's
But
nice.
yeah, they
So you
do
could do
that
it anywhere,
all
see?
over. Yeah, I actually namasteed in Arizona, and
Yeah, but I'm
you
saying
know, I
we
could-
get to
I
walk to
could
little
go to,
villages
I
and the
could
little.
go to Costa Rica. I could
Yeah,
go to
but-
Belize.
But
I
I'm gonna
could
walk,
go to.
but I'm gonna walk through the village and there's little kids.
go
are
to
gonna be there.
India. I wouldn't mind going to India.
We're gonna go. We got Thailand. We got connections in Thailand.
Okay.
Chris wants us to go, but it's like he wants to be there for like 3 weeks. He said you can't see the whole thing without 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
And not this year. We're on a travel ban.
we're in a travel ban.
After Everest.
All right, so what about you? You're talking a lot about me. What'd you do the last 2 weeks?
I haven't
Went to
done much.
Cancun?
Well, I went to Cancun.
Yeah, we had fun.
I've been doing all the kid stuff, all the house stuff, it's good. I like it.
That makes me
all the
feel
work
bad.
stuff.
I kinda, the way that sounds like I'm a piece of. What do you think,
Don't feel
Devin?
bad. I like it. I like being home. I don't mind being home.
I like being home too.
Yeah, I like being home. Got a little routine. Kids at school. The Voice is back on. Dominic, our
Your
middle
favorite
one,
show
loves
is
The
on?
Voice, and Survivor started. So that's my show. I'm a Survivor fan. I've been watching the show, listening to the podcast. Yeah, I'm happy.
The podcast today, or is it when is it?
I didn't. I'll listen to it when I drive tomorrow.
But that's the.
It's already up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it yet though.
Did they do it right after?
Yeah, right after.
Okay,
Yeah, but
interesting.
I will listen to it tomorrow when I'm in the car.
That's good. All right, let's get into what we're going to talk about.
That was a lot of talking. You haven't gotten to your topic yet?
No, we haven't got to our topic yet. I know that was a lot of catching up. Well, it's been 2 weeks.
I know. They actually did a lot in last
2
2
weeks
weeks.
of a recap, yeah. And
All right. So what's our topic?
so our
'Cause you chose
topic
this based
is
on my
I did, which we're going to talk a little about. It's about customer service. What was our title? Customer service, communication,
service
with a smile.
with a smile.
Right. So let's talk about like some good customer service.
Okay.
Like what's some like let's
Talk about the good first.
Yeah, let's talk about the good first.
Yeah, because this became a topic because of not good.
Yeah.
I think in
Let's-
general, not good makes you more emotional, which I'm totally in that boat. But
Yep.
good customer service. What do you want? Like a story of good customer service?
Yeah, well, what is good customer service?
Oh,
Define that. for me.
simple. I think it's simple. It's just being nice to people and like having an actual conversation, being nice. And if there's a problem, having a nice conversation about how to fix it, how to overcome whatever problem it is. It doesn't have to be, I don't know, just like a conversation. Like
So I
we're
think-
all
yeah.
humans. Why it should be like, let's just talk about what's
So good customer service gets not tested, but you really know it when something bad happens.
yeah. I think that's the
You know, because I think people are polite and can be polite until
Do you remember we were talking about when we were trying to come up with okay, so we're talking about coming up with some stories about customer service, and I have lots of good ones, but the one poor kid when we were out to eat in Cleveland at a really nice restaurant, and he hit me in the head.
oh yeah,
It was a young kid serving.
oh
and
he
he
banged you in the head. Oh yeah,
reached through right here and he pulled the plate out and the plate knocked me in the head, and then he hid in the back for the next 30 minutes
Yeah.
and sent everyone else back out to the table to finish the service.
I forgot about that
He
kid.
was so embarrassed and I felt bad. I mean, I wasn't hurt, but I was like
That was
shocked
funny.
that I got hit in the head.
Oh my gosh,
But yeah,
I forgot about
he
that
didn't know
one.
what to do. He stayed away.
He did stay away. Yeah, he did. You scared it. You didn't even like say
I wasn't
anything.
mean. I was
No,
just
no.
shocked.
It's like
and
bam, smack.
I was like, no, it's okay.
Hit you hard too.
It did, but then I don't remember. I think he did apologize at the very end, but he didn't finish our service. I think he was a
No.
little devastated.
I
He
think
had
he
his
was
friends
too.
finish out the service.
So yeah, so it's customer service when something bad. I think and I think it comes down to like empathy. Like if they, I think on both ends.
yes,
Because I think
both
it
ends.
has to be empty. Because I think just because something happens doesn't give you a license to be a jerk.
I agree with
To
that.
be mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I see some people like something bad happens and they're just ripping the poor person.
Right.
Like
I think that happens often.
I mean, I think that's personally wrong. But I also think good companies like know how to make things right. And I don't believe that the customer's always right. I mean, we're in a restaurant, we own things, and I've seen things there that drive me nuts. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
and people trying to just get over on you, then say that it's bad customer. No, it's not. I don't believe the customer's always right, but I do believe in, like taking care of people and the
Right.
communication and how you
Right.
could apologize. And it was like,
I think it's
just like
how
that.
you. I think it's how you talk to people, or how and the like. Maybe it's the empathy or the understanding of the problem, and like, okay, let's work out a solution that we can both agree to. And when problems happen, sometimes it's somebody makes a mistake, which is fine. People make mistakes. Sometimes it's things out of control. We just did a lot of flying. There's a lot of mechanical problems. We were at a 2-hour delay because something happened with the plane. Like that's totally out of our control. Some people were fine with it. Some people got off the plane because they were mad. Some people were making like loud, rude comments.
Right.
It's like
Right.
there was zero control over it. We just had to wait it out and see what happened.
And I
But
think it's-
people
yeah,
respond
yeah.
differently.
And I also think with customer service too is how people treat you before something bad happens. Also, is another good thing because they put you in it. Because like probably like with us, we're Delta. We fly Delta. We're Delta snobs. We always
We
have
just-
been. Well, I think, but Delta does a pretty good.
We've had a
job.
really good
Yeah.
We've had really good experience with Delta. Even when
Um,
we've had
bad
things
yeah.
happen. It's not like everything good happens,
No.
but the customer service when bad things happen
Yeah.
has
We had
been
our
really
first
good.
Kind of a weird experience at the Sky Club this time.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't very nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Usually,
that.
usually they're pretty.
The guy at the Sky Club was super rude to me.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is interesting because usually they're not. I
Yeah.
think I don't. It seems like there's more people using I don't
The
know through
Sky
points
Club.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But because it seems like they're busier
Yeah,
than
that
ever
usually
been.
doesn't happen.
No, usually they're good. But yeah, we had a great. I mean, same thing. Like we were running late, because we never check bags, and we checked bags. We were going to the ranch, and
This was last summer, summer before.
yeah, and you're like, we better go. I'm like, no, we're good. We're good. We get there. We get there 45 minutes before, and I'm not forgetting you got to be there an hour ahead
When you check
when
bags.
you check bags. Then all of a sudden, I get to the airport, and I'm like, yeah, I think we're gonna be late. I said, oh man, we have to check bags because I've been.
I've been
She
telling you
said
that.
it so nice and so like perfectly, like. Honey, remember I said?
I
She
was
said it just
trying
like
to
that.
tell you that
Yeah, I
for the
said it
last
real
7
nice.
hours.
And so, anyways, I came to my conclusion that we're gonna be late. So we're rushing around, and it is packed.
Yeah.
The line's packed, and we walk in. At Delta Ladies got, we got Sky Priority. So I think we upgraded. We were flying first class that time, and so she's like, "Don't go in," because the Sky Priority line was long. She's like, "Go outside. They have the baggage outside." So literally, it was like we hit outside.
So she saw our panic
Yeah.
and she knew our flight. She was like, "Here,
Yeah,
follow
right.
me. Do
Yeah.
this. Go out there. Check your bags out there." And then the guy
I
out
was like,
there.
yeah, anybody flying first class, we got to go up front. We got all of our stuff in, and then that line calmed down, and we literally
Walked right through.
walked right
Yeah.
through and made it no problem. And so that was another thing. So like,
But there was no, for our doing, we should have missed our flight. But
Yes.
it was because they were willing to help us along the way
Yeah.
that we made it.
and they were
Yeah.
great. And
Yeah.
the Ritz Carlton's another great customer service.
Always. Yeah.
We stay. Herbalife puts us up at mostly at Ritz's when we go to for our vacation with them, and it's
Yeah.
always good. And we stayed at Ritz for our first
Yeah.
our honeymoon.
The first night of our honeymoon, we were at the
And-
Ritz Carlton
And,
in
we were
San
young. Gosh, how
Francisco.
many years? We're gonna be 25 years this
We'll
year.
be married 25 years.
25 years. Devin, write that down. 25, brother.
Have the applause going for you. The applause going.
That's good. I like it.
And so we stayed there, but I remember because like you'd walk, and I say this in a hotel. I think what the customer service is going to be most of the time is when the maids say hello to you,
Yeah.
like and
Housekeepers. Or
housekeepers,
whatever.
yeah. and they say hello, and
Super
they
nice.
yeah, super nice. Like anybody in a hotel, you could tell like culture, like, and I remember that was the first thing we noticed is like everybody said hello.
Right. The other thing, I think it's at the Ritz. It definitely is at the Ritz because this just happened wherever we were in last August. In Grand Cayman. So I walked in and I couldn't find my way, and there was a guy walking, an employee walking somewhere else, going to do something else. And I said, "Hey, excuse me, can you help me find the whatever I was looking for?" And he's like, "Here, let me show you." And he walks me completely out of his way to the place I was looking for, instead of saying like, "Here, take a right, take the elevator down the first floor." He literally like stopped what he was doing, escorted me to where I was going, and then was like, "Have a nice day. Here you
Somebody
are."
did that to me too. I
Yeah.
was going to go for a run, and it was like because it was confusing. It was like
Yeah, it
all
was
over-
a
yeah.
little confusing.
And sure enough, yeah, they did the same
Yeah.
thing. Walked me. He goes, "Hey, let me just take you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, really nice.
It was super nice.
Yeah, so that's good. So good customer service. Who else? Ralph. Locally, you had a experience locally with
Oh my
Ralph.
gosh, yeah. So last year I bought my parents a new set of knives, and I walked in and a local company that sells all kinds of stuff, really cool store.
Ralph's
And
Joy of
Ralph's Joy of Living. I would,
.com.
yeah, I
They're,
would say.
they're an advertiser. No, they're not.
I would no, they're not an advertiser,
be.
but I would completely highly recommend them. So I walk in, I'm like, I want to buy a set of knives, and the girl who's working there is a younger girl, and she's like, "What kind do you want?" Well, I'm like, I have literally no idea. And she's like, "How much money you want to spend?" I'm like, I really have like no idea what my options are. I have no idea. And she said, "Okay, let me tell you a story. Well, here, let me show you." So she showed me maybe 3 options. And she said, "Let me tell you a story about this option," which was probably the most expensive or one of the higher end ones. And she said, I went to culinary school, and I didn't have enough money to buy my own knife set, but I saved up my money and my parents helped me and I got my whole set. And I was super proud of myself. And I was in culinary school, and I screwed up in my first 2 weeks of school, and I broke the tines off of one of the knives. And I was like devastated because I I'm only 2 weeks in. I'm already breaking stuff. And she said, so I called the company and kind of told them what happened and is there any way you can fix it or how do I get it replaced? And they said, just send it back and we'll send you a replacement for free. And she was like, I'll never forget that. They were so kind to me. They were so nice to me. They didn't charge me anything.
So you bought a set.
So I bought a set, of course, right. So a story like that, like there's customer service to her. I mean, 10 years later, she's selling me their knives just because of it was a one bad experience that they handled really well. And she's still a fan of their knives.
And I think the same thing.
So it was like, I don't know, it was really cool.
I think, and when we're talking about customer service, that people may be thinking, well, I don't own a business, but I think you as a person is also a way to have customer service the other way. You know what I mean? It's like being nice to that person answers the phone.
Yeah.
Because more than likely, they're not making a decision.
Right.
Or being nice to, the server that they didn't burn the steak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or didn't do it right.
Undercook the steak
or
whatever.
Or whatever it is. Because I do think some people feel like I got to be, sometimes it's okay. And you just don't go back. If you give them an opportunity. You know what I mean? I don't think you have to be that person that like there's times I've had bad meals. I just don't go back. Recently I went. It just wasn't a good meal. I haven't been back in 6 months.
Yeah.
I may go back. You know what I mean? But
I hold grudges longer than you do.
I do.
And a couple places
and
I've never gone back to.
It's not a bad thing about saying, and having a conversation with them because they also were. I know the restaurant they were going through some issues, so I kind of understood that too. So I don't want to hold that totally against them.
Yeah.
But it's also I feel like some people get when they feel like that's part of their deal, like. They're not gonna get over me this way, and they're gonna complain to everybody, and it's like you got to, And I think customer service goes a long way when you're nice, in a lot of ways.
You get better customer service when you're nice as a customer.
I think so.
Yes.
Most times.
Not
all times. Sometimes you got to bring the inner.
Sometimes it's just unfair.
Sometimes unfair. Yeah. So let's bring that too.
I think this is where you've been leading me this whole time.
Let's go. Okay. So recently, we've had a bad experience with ProPay.
I have had a terrible experience with ProPay. So they're a merchant,
right?
Credit card swiper. I use them for my Herbalife business and have for more than 10 years. And I had an email interaction, 4 emails back and forth about a credit card that I ran, and I sent them a receipt, and they didn't like it. And so in the 4th email, they said, we're going to close your account and hold your funds for 180 days. And I was like, I don't know what you mean. We're going to close my account? And they said, yes, we're moving forward in the email. We're moving forward with closing your account.
Have you tried to call anybody?
I did call. Yeah, I called yesterday. And the girl that called, the same thing. The girl on the phone has no authority. Right. So she would put me on hold, call the people that were emailing me, and then she'd get back on the phone with me and just parrot what they said. But I couldn't actually speak to the people.
Wouldn't let you do that.
No, I can't speak to the people that are emailing me. So this poor girl's in the middle.
Right.
And I mean, I wasn't mean to her, but I was direct. Like, I don't understand why this is happening. And so she'd say, okay, here, let me explain to you why that's happening. And then she just reads me this script. And I'm like, it still doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand why it's happening. I understand the words you're telling me. I understand you're closing my account. That makes sense to me. But I don't understand why.
Right.
And she would say, we're moving forward with closing your account. And I'm like, I don't. But so now they're holding my money. They're closing my account. I've been a customer for more than 10 years. I don't get a phone call. I don't get any personal interaction. It's terrible customer service. Right. And then I get an email today because I complained, kind of saying I literally, my email back was like, wait, what? You're closing my account over? There's been 4 emails. And they said, yes, as a gentle reminder, we told you yesterday we were closing your account. That was my response.
Right.
So
and here's the thing. So Herbalife is a big player with them. I mean, obviously ProPay is huge. But you know, the big thing is like that. We do usually when we have new distributors sign up, we say go through ProPay.
Yeah. I'll never recommend them again.
Right. Yeah. Go through something else. Right.
Yeah. It was like,
Interesting.
and I mean, in the big scheme of things, am I going to make a difference? Probably not much, but I won't do business with people that are. And they
So
said,
be careful if you're a
they
propane.
said
And,
they
and they're going
will-
to say, like,
well, they said you can open a new account after the 180-day period.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, why would I?
literally,
why would I want
literally
to,
what happened
why would I
was
want to do
she
business?
charged something that wasn't an Herbalife product, which there's probably some fine print somewhere else that you signed. I get that, but those freaking what?
No, it's probably true. It's
Yeah.
probably the fine print.
And
in
like,
the,
and that's so that would be the argument that somebody may have was like, well, you signed it and you went against your thing. I understand that, but there's a way to do things and you way to look
What's
at
the
fraud and look at
customer
things and say
service? That's what-
customer
that's
service
what
is
we're
saying,
talking
okay,
about.
what happened? Okay,
Yeah.
oh, we understand. Okay, and you actually made right what was wrong. I said, okay, great, I won't do it anymore. It wasn't like you said, well, I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah. I mean,
And-
they're acting like I got illegal activity going on. I got.
That would be my account.
Yeah, that's definitely not me. So anyway, it was a terrible experience.
Yeah.
And it was
Fired up. No, she's mad.
I was really mad. I was really mad. And I'm still like worked up about it just
Yeah.
because I think it's frustrating.
Right. So
Frustrating.
imagine though, who knows? Because imagine because you are going to talk to Herbalife.
Yeah.
Did you do that yet?
I am fine. I sent the request to find out who the liaison is.
Okay.
So yes, I've
then-
started the process.
So we'll have that conversation, and I know you never know. Maybe they look for a new processor. Then
Right.
You're high enough, and we've been doing Herbalife for 17 years. We're high enough that you don't know that all of a sudden now because of influence, we start talking to other influencers and say,
Yeah.
hey, this if there isn't a time for a decision, we'd rather not go with them.
Right.
That's
Because
what, and it could cost. Think about that. They're a $1 billion company, about $1 billion in
in
U.S.
the US.
You know,
Yeah.
So and they probably don't do all their fees, but let's say they do half.
Right. Well, I hope so.
It's a
because
considerable amount of
not-
money at a couple
right.
percent.
Yeah, I hope so. 'cause
Often
it
make
was
a little Shayna mad.
Don't make me mad.
Don't make you mad. I try not
Don't
to make
make
you
me
mad.
mad.
Devin, remember that. Don't make her mad.
I'm.
Never.
But it was just a. But like when things go wrong, back to your point, like when things go wrong, it's how it's handled. Like things are gonna go wrong. We're humans. It's life. People make mistakes. People do things they shouldn't do. They, like, not. Sometimes you think it's the right thing at the time, and not, and then it's wrong. And then how do you fix it? How do we move forward
Right.
in a nice, fair, amicable way? Not a you're wrong.
In one day, like
and-
literally, it's crazy. Yeah.
And in either way, the
Yeah.
same thing. Like if something goes wrong on the customer side, like how can the company understand and like solve the
Right.
problem? But then if something goes wrong, like if your steak's undercooked or if how can you have some little bit of understanding? Like, all right, it's not that big of a deal. Let's come to a agreement on how to resolve it.
Right.
But when there's no attempt to have an amicable resolution, like that's I think where
Problem
it's
resolution.
I think that's the problem.
Yes.
If there's no effort on one party or the other, if there's zero effort to make things come to an amicable resolution, then
And my biggest thing is I feel like that's on the company side. I do think as a smart companies that do it, Amazon is one. Amazon actually is a very good like on customer resolution. I mean, obviously because they don't take all the risk or they're making everybody else
Right.
that sells it take the risk. And I get it, but that's their thing though. I mean,
right,
I'm more comfortable buying things on Amazon than anywhere else. I
they're-
know, like, guess what? If it doesn't fit, it doesn't work, or
the other-
something happens.
The other great experience we've had with online shopping is Wayfair.
Oh yeah, Wayfair. Yeah, I understand how they make money. I don't understand how they make money because they charge a crap ton. But if we had a scratch on, I mean, honestly, if it was a scratch, they just said
Send
keep it,
another one.
send another one.
Yeah,
I mean, and we had tables that we kept because they weren't. I mean, it was scratch, so you paid a good amount of money. You shouldn't get a scratch table, but they're gonna get a scratch at some point.
yeah.
So we're like, we might as well keep it.
Yeah.
So they want us to send it back. No,
Nope, I know.
keep it. And there's a lot of things. I mean, we had a few things that were kind of dented or little things, and they just
Send
very
us
good
another
with
one.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
and here it is. So I think, and I would order back from them. You know what I mean? And I do order from Amazon. Just more of like I said, I've never had a spot where, something didn't work.
That's the other. I mean, the thing that we both do that we haven't talked about yet is we buy locally with people we can see eyeballs with
Yes.
for just about
Everything,
everything
yeah.
that we can.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
we
I
live
mean,
in a small
hardware
town.
store. Another thing, and we have a little Ace Hardware. Great. I mean, you get something that does it breaks, take it back, no problem.
but
They're
I
awesome.
would much rather work with
Yes.
small local business
if I
owners
had- yes,
than to
yes.
work with a large company.
Most of the time, but no, you have some. I mean, same thing. You have some that don't understand that. And they
Yeah.
feel like, back in the days we had a sports goods store that it wasn't always the
Very nice.
very nice. They weren't. I mean, like I personally never had a problem, but I think there's a lot of stories that other people did. They were very nice to me. But I think other people did have problems. You know what I mean? So I think I do. Threads is another one, a local clothing store. Great customer service. I mean, loves Kelly there, the owner, is awesome. I mean,
Do you know how long they've been in business?
I don't know how long they've been. I can tell you. Wait, I can figure it out because I built.
There's a significant thing that happened the same month they opened.
We got married.
Yeah.
96. No, 90. What year did we get married? I blew it there.
You were doing so good.
99. Sorry.
99. Yeah. So they opened. Kelly opened Threads the same month that we got married.
Really?
So yeah, she's coming
October.
up on 25
We
years.
got married October 23rd.
Yeah, good. See, now you're trying to. Yeah, you're really trying hard to
I'm rolling.
recover.
I'm rolling, Devin. I'm rolling. Yeah. So, anyways.
So anyway, all right.
So I think,
I
yeah.
feel better, but I'll let you know about there has so far. There's been no resolution other
Right.
than they're keeping my money and
That's
closing
it.
my account.
Closing your account, keeping money.
That's the most frustrating thing. I close my account, that's fine, but they won't even let me take the money that I have
you're
out.
obviously going to be able to get your money, but yeah, they're just holding on
They
to it.
haven't said that. I said yesterday, she said, we'll let you know tomorrow. On the girl I talked to on the phone, she said, you'll get an email tomorrow. They'll let you know if you can have your money. And I said, if or when? And she said, I said, if you can have your money. And I said, that doesn't make any sense. It's my money.
Yeah.
You can't keep it. And she said, I said, if, and you'll get the email tomorrow.
Oh.
I was like, okay.
We're suing PayPal.
I'm not
ProPay.
suing ProPay.
ProPay.
But I will
Okay.
get my money.
$3,000. I'm going to go after them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I could sue them locally and have them come down here. Come on.
You're always working an angle.
There's
All right.
Angles, anything. I had something else.
Let's
we were
wrap it
talking
up.
about. I know. I was going to talk something else I had. I forgot. We started talking about threads. What was my thought process?
I have no idea.
No. Shoot.
How Threads,
No. But
buys
anyways, yeah.
my
But
gifts?
yeah. No, they don't buy your gifts. I buy your gifts.
they pick the
They
gifts
don't
out
pick.
for me.
He didn't
and then
say
you
that.
go
What does
in
that have to
there
do-
and-
what does that have to do with customer
Well,
service?
Well, you love them for that. That's what it is.
I do pick some
You-
stuff out, but
they
but
know.
the thing I like about them is
They
like
know.
if I pick something I like, you usually don't like. So Kelly would be like,
Yeah, she's not
no.
going to wear that. Right.
I don't care what it could be the most expensive thing in the store,
Right. No,
and she'd be like,
you're not getting
no.
that.
I go, what do you mean? I go, come on. I think it will work. She's like, no.
She won't wear it. Yeah.
She's like, no. A, it doesn't work, and B, she won't. wear
But
it.
she,
I'm
but she knows, like, Christmas time to have some things
Great,
picked
yeah.
out for you, for me, and then you
Yeah.
pick them out, and she wraps them, and you go back and pick them up, and you're done Christmas shopping.
it is good. Yeah.
Customer service.
That is customer service. I think
And I'm happy because I always get stuff I like.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Look up. Oh gosh, I just had with Marky Wahlberg. It was a football show. He played for Philadelphia Eagles, and there's a quote about character.
Oh.
What was that show? Gosh darn it! It was.
That was a true story.
was a true story, yeah.
Invincible.
Football movie, yeah. What was it called? Yeah.
Invincible.
Invincible?
Invincible, yeah. But look up the quote about character. Invincible quote about character, because it's kind of it was going back to like what you were saying. You'll see what I mean. But it's kind of how it applies into this is. Yeah, I like we have our own little.
I know. A little
Researcher.
Google happening right here.
Is this it?
Team with better character can beat a team with better talent. Is that it?
No, it was about his. I hear. What does it mean when your character is tested? Yeah, that.
Oh,
was
that one.
Yeah, so basically it was saying like I remember means when you're up against something or face adversity, your character is tested the most, right? Is when you find your character, because his wife says to him, because he's at the point of making a decision of keeping Vince Papala, who was a local guy, you know what I mean, and he was like the last cut, and like really wasn't as good as the other guys.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of going on it, and she says, what do you always say about character? And she says, I'm not talking about his character.
Oh, I'm talking about your character.
Talking about your character. When it's tested, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean? So kind of same thing, like bring that to customer service. Like when it's tested,
Yeah.
really seeing what a company's philosophy is. Now, obviously, right now, maybe we're not judging ProPay because maybe it's got to go up to a high enough person that actually can make a decision
Right.
of how they're. Because I think that's another thing is a lot of
That's
people.
not even been offered though.
No, right. What I'm
Yeah.
saying, but there's so many layers.
Yeah.
These are the script. This is what you say. This is what you say. This is what you say.
Right.
You know what I mean? So really, are we really getting it? We'll get into the character at some point of
Yeah.
saying like, okay, if they say, well, it doesn't matter. It's our policy. Our policy is our policy. That's it.
That's so far the way it's
then
been.
you know a company's character. You know a restaurant's character. You know another character. Where even like in the restaurant or you go to some good places where even you're wrong maybe. Most of them will
make it
say,
right.
you know what?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Even like we've had some people in a restaurant that
Well, that's like the girl with the knife. She
Yeah.
broke the knife.
Yeah.
She broke the knife. It wasn't a faulty knife. It wasn't she was new at
doing what
using
she's doing,
it,
and it's a
and
policy.
she
So you know
broke
the
it.
character of the company.
so the
That's why you
character of the
bought it.
company was replace the knife
Right.
no matter what
To make it right.
to make it right. So they made it right, and now she's a loyal fan
We talked
still
about it, yeah.
selling their product 10 years later. Yeah. Yeah, make it right
So your character
with
is
niceness.
with niceness.
With
Yeah.
niceness. Just be nice.
Your character
about
of the
it.
company and yourself is exposed.
Even if the resolution isn't necessarily like in my best favor, just handling it with better
yeah. Hey,
niceness.
this is our policy, but this is what
would-
we can do.
Right. Here's how it's going to play out here because they use some words I didn't understand.
Right.
I ask and they don't explain it. They just give me the same same can line again. But even if you just use a little niceness, like a little compassion, a little so I'm not upset about I'm upset about the way it was handled. And I think that's the way customer service is. It's the way it's handled necessarily. It's way more than the policy or whatever that is.
They
It
would just
doesn't
say, hey,
matter.
let me see.
Let me see-
Here's what I can do, Miss Fabrizio. Let me see it. Like,
Yeah.
I that's not your fault. I understand. It's our policy, but let me see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we can figure this out.
Or you can, and even if you come back and say, "Hey, I'm so sorry.
It's a zero
It's
tolerance.
a zero tolerance policy.
That's how we're going to handle it.
Here's how we're going to handle it. Here's how it's going to play out."
These are the procedures.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Right now, I got where your account is closed and we are not giving you your money. That's
Mama
that's what they
Shayna's
said.
not happy.
No, I think it's ridiculous. Don't use ProPay.
I love-
moral of the day.
I like
Don't
when she
use
gets
ProPay.
fired up and it's not at me.
Yeah.
That's a W.
You know what I'm saying? That is a W. It's like I don't get on that end a lot, but I do get on it sometimes.
Yeah. Once in a while.
Once in a while. Usually my fault though. So, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Devin, anything
We're
for you,
good.
brother?
I don't think so.
No. Hope this helps. Good conversation. Be nice.
Be nice.
Kind of
Be
like
nice if you're a customer. Be nice if you're giving customer service.
it's like Roadhouse.
Oh,
Be
geez.
nice.
Oh, yeah. Just be nice.
Just be nice.
Just be nice.
You know. If you
I
ask
knew
the
there'd be a
customer to leave-
violent movie quote about
if
this.
you-
I
if
should have
you
known
ask-
there
if
was
you
a
ask the
violent
customer to
movie.
leave, be nice.
Be nice.
If you want
That's
to go
right.
outside, be nice. When's if they're not nice? When do we not be nice? When I tell you not to be nice. He's the cool. Patrick Swayze is such a good man.
I know.
I know. Too bad. We have to talk. We need to have a Patrick Swayze talk.
We can do that.
You know, 'cause I'm a fan of his, but he just was a chain smoker. Man, this is crazy. Who was just talking? Your dad was talking. Were you talking about that? Who lit the cigarette? There's another one that was a it was a movie on the plane. She was some prime minister or somebody for Egypt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But how she was a chain smoker, she literally lit cigarettes with the other cigarette.
Yeah.
Like so, it never was
Never
a moment.
stopped. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's a lot of smoking.
Yeah.
And that, well, to be kind of fair, in that time, lots more people were smoking.
Yeah.
50s, 60s, 70s, before it was, cigarettes will kill you kind of advertising or warnings and all that. A lot of people were
We need to take on the Mexican and European
yeah.
packaging.
We
That's
went.
funny, yeah.
We were at the airport in Cancun, and everything in the snack bar area, so like all the chips, the candy bars, the whatever, all of that in that little area is a big sticker like a big sticker on every single package that says this has excess calories, this has excess fat, this has extra salt.
Yeah.
So if it was
yeah.
if it was above the whatever standard, then it was like the cigarette.
You were gonna die.
Cigarettes can kill you.
Yeah,
kind
cigarettes.
of like
Yeah,
warning.
those things are like huge, and they have like actual like pictures. You probably never seen them, like pictures of lungs and pictures of like bad things. Like that's on the cigarette
box.
Oh wow.
It's like
That's
it's
great.
like lungs of cancer and
But
like
it's good.
all
I mean,
yeah.
it's good.
So they don't play around. But anyways, I don't know how we see. You can go into rabbit holes.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
You're good at
So,
that.
All right.
Started
So
with Roadhouse quotes, and
So
now
we-
we're here.
remember, the world needs your light to shine.
We need your light to shine.
Definitely.
Definitely need your light to shine.
Have an amazing
a great
week.
week.
See you next week on The Shine. Love you guys.